Welcome to Cinema, the movie and television podcast show that talks about everything dirty, mean, and nasty.
It rubs the lotion on its skin
in Hollywood and beyond. If it's sin, we're in. Hey everybody, it's Brandon Luna with Calypso Cigar Review and Cinema.
I'm Randy Rankin with Calypso Cigar Review and Cinema.
And we're here today with Robert Rusler of Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Enterprise, Babylon 5. The guy's been in everything.
Yeah.
He's kind of crossed all the genres. How you doing today, sir?
Good. Don't forget Weird Science.
Weird Science,
You
exactly.
gotta
How do
mention
you
Weird
forget that?
Science. That you just made my daughter a big giant smile.
Oh, good. Thank you
She's
very
like,
much.
he's the cute guy from Weird Science.
Well, I mean, you know, she could have been talking about Robert Downey Jr. Who knows?
That's true.
She says actually that you were better looking than him at that point. Yeah. So.
Well, she's very perceptive.
Point, don't say that. That's wrong.
Yeah. Now that he's Iron Man, he's a lot sexier than me.
Well, he got his teeth fixed too. So.
Yeah, I'm next.
So how's the convention been going for you?
Great. I love Frightmare. It's awesome. The people are great. Dallas is a real beautiful city. Everybody's been really, having that southern hospitality. And, no complaints. And there's some great guests here this year.
Yeah,
There
definitely,
really
definitely,
are.
yeah.
Speaking of which, we just interviewed Jack Shoulder, your director from Nightmare 2.
Jack Shoulder. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Jack.
know that guy. Yeah. What was it like working with Jack?
Jack was an awesome director to work with. Just from the beginning, even when we were going through the audition process, he was always an actor's director. He was very keyed in on, character arc and motive, and he had a great, has a great sense of humor and was real open to ideas. And, that you couldn't ask for more from a director.
Yeah, for sure. One of my favorites that you were in early on was Vampire. And what was it like working on that thing?
Vamp was a real blast.
Vamp.
Grace Jones, Chris Makepeace, Geddy Watanabe, Dee Dee Pfeiffer. Really fantastic show. I had a blast on that show. I played AJ. I got to die twice and live at the end. I mean, how often do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the horror genre and sci-fi genre has been really good to you career-wise. Was that something that you were into going into as an actor? Were you like, I want to do some horror movies, or was it what was your focus going into this whole thing?
Well, I've been a horror buff since I was a kid, and that wasn't really my focus or my approach in acting. But when I had those opportunities, I got to tell you, the horror fan base is the most loyal fan base of all.
Yeah.
I think even more than action adventure, it's like the horror fans, once they get by you, they're there for life. And so I've been, really blessed and really grateful to be in some great horror franchises like Nightmare on Elm Street, like Sometimes They Come Back. I was in one of the Amityvilles. So, it's been really fantastic for me. It's been quite a long time since I've done a horror film. And lo and behold, I got some horror films going this year.
Excellent. What's coming up?
In September, I'm shooting a remake of the 1963 classic Blood Feast.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm starring with Caroline Williams. And we're going to be shooting in Munich, Germany, and Paris. So I'm really excited about that.
So you'll get to smoke your Cuban cigars up there.
Absolutely, man. And then I'm doing another movie called Brides of Satan. I've written and I'm planning to direct a movie called Black Asylum, which is a horror movie. I'm back in that horror swing right now, man.
Gotcha, Gotcha.
So-
Well, it's good because that's where the most loyal fans are. So you want to tap into that market. Absolutely.
You got to imagine that the sci-fi fans are pretty big on the whole Enterprise thing, though. Do you ever do any of those conventions and stuff?
It's been kind of rare for me, but the sci-fi fans are real loyal as well. I didn't mean to discredit them because, being on Enterprise and I was a regular on Babylon 5.
Yep, exactly.
And those fans, they're definitely the diehard collectors.
Yes.
They know more about my characters than I do.
Right.
And, there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
So what was it like being part of the Brat Pack back in the 80s on the Weird Science days? Was that just like some crazy times or
Well,
what?
I'm the self-proclaimed king of the 80s.
Okay.
Okay, so when everybody else was packing, I was innovating. I had a blast in the 80s, man. It was a magic time, and I was working as an actor, and I was living in Hollywood. I was surfing and spending a lot of time with really great friends that we've been friends for years. Josh Brolin and Robert Downey Jr. and we've been friends the whole time. And I've made friends on every movie that I've been in, like including Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. I'm still friends with Mark. I've been real tight with Marshall Bell this whole 32 years. So, it's really a really fantastic blessing to be an actor and to love what you do and get paid for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when I get paid, I can afford cigars, man.
Exactly. So speaking of cigars, what
Hey.
are some of your favorites?
Wasn't that a great segue?
Great segue. I
Segue.
was getting ready to make that segue, and you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
I might sound like a snob, but I'm not. I'm not an aficionado. Even though I started smoking cigars with my dad as a kid, I would take puffs off of his cigar. But my dad, he smoked Dutch Masters. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and then I got into some backwoods when I was a teenager.
I think we all went there. Yeah.
You got to go for the backwoods. Affordable, still tasty, very pleasurable. But I've been smoking Cuban cigars. I don't smoke too many. I think I'm about a one a week guy.
Okay, that's fine.
And my favorite's the Monte Cristo.
Okay.
I like the La Glorias. I like the Cohibas. So that's why I say, I smoke a lot of Cubans.
Okay.
My brother gets them for me.
Gotcha.
And we were talking earlier about how the best Cohibas come from Spain now.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that.
Yeah, they buy up a lot of
Yeah,
that
they buy a
tobacco,
lot of
man.
stuff.
Well, the Spanish, they own so much of Cuba, and they get the crops, and they get the first dibs on all the best tobacco.
Right.
So you'd think that the best Cuban cigars come out of Cuba, but they don't. They come out of Spain.
That's awesome.
So he gets the cigars from Spain, and there's so many that I can't even think of off the top of my head. But those are my favorites that I mentioned.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, we gave you an AJ Fernandez and a PDR, so let's
Hopefully you'll like those.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna smoke that Fernandez tonight after my steak dinner.
There you go. That sounds
Excellent,
like a plan.
excellent, yeah.
That works.
And,
so what time's the steak dinner? What time are we supposed to be there?
We're finishing up here around 5.
Okay.
We're gonna go to dinner around 7. You guys are gonna flip the bill. Then we'll smoke a
There
cigar.
you go.
I can put that on the card if we get you smoking a cigar and a picture of
It's in the
it.
budget.
Exactly.
I'll make it in the budget.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
All right.
Actually, I'm looking forward to hanging tonight and resting up, and then getting back to LA tomorrow, and getting back to work, and I'll probably smoke the other cigar when I get home.
There you
Sit
go.
on my terrace and look at the ocean and smoke my other cigar.
That's the way
That's
to
a tough
do it,
life,
man.
man. It's a
Yeah,
tough
no
life.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Exactly, buddy.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Yeah, my pleasure. Good meeting you guys.
Thanks a
Take
lot.
care.